So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and this is your host Wizreal. The video that you are watching right now is somewhat the classical Wizreal video. So make sure to smash that like button, share this video with your friends, also subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell to never miss any of my future videos. And without any further ado, let's start with the video. The first video game on the list is Dark Souls. Dark Souls is a 2011 action role-playing game developed by From Software and published by Namco Bandai Games. Dark Souls takes place in the fictional kingdom of Lord Ran, where players assume the role of a cursed undead character who begins a pilgrimage to discover the fate of their kind. The series is hard because it punishes players for mistakes in a very brutal fashion. If you are not prepared to play the game carefully, with little regard for your actions, the game will push back and force you to learn a very harsh lesson. Still, regardless, the series is incredibly fun since with enough skills you can make anything work. There's an incredible amount of customization which leads to things like fashion souls, in-games cosplays, joke builds, etc. And no hit runs are also a blast to watch. I totally suggest you to try them out, then see if the game are for you. Donkey Kong is an arcade game released by Nintendo in Japan on July 9th, 1981, July 31st, 1981 in North America and in Europe during the same year. An early example of the platform game genre, the gameplay focuses on maneuvering the main character across a series of platforms to ascend a construction site, all while avoiding or jumping over obstacles. The originally unnamed character, who was later called Jumpman, then Mario must rescue a damsel in distress, Pauline, from the titular giant ape Donkey Kong. A lot of the game's difficulty comes from its novel approach to a platforming title, a genre who was nascent at best. You better put your hard hat on when playing this game, as it will absolutely show no mercy. Getting Over It with Bennett 40 is a platform video game developed by Bennett 40. The game was released as part of October 2017 Humble Monthly on October 6, 2017, where it went to be played by over 2.7 million players. Getting Over It revolves around a man by the name of Diogenes, who, somewhat true to his namesake, resides in a large metal cauldron and wields a Yosemite hammer, which he can use to grip objects and move himself. Using the mouse or trackpad controllers are supported, that the game harder because of the lack of preciseness in the joysticks. The player tries to move the man's upper body and sledgehammer in order to climb a steep mountain. Getting Over It with Bennett 40 is extremely difficult by design, but that's exactly what makes it amazing to watch, and also many streamers, such as Carrie Minati, raged so much that they eventually broke their equipments. Monster Hunter World is an action role-playing game developed and published by Capcom, and the fifth mainline installment in the Monster Hunter series. It was released worldwide for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in January 2018, with the Microsoft Windows version following in August 2018. In the game, the player takes the role of a hunter, tasked to hunt down and either kill or trap monsters that roam in one-off parts from the monster and other elements that are used to craft weapons and armor, amongst other equipment. In short, low rank gives you a feel for the game and understanding in how the monsters work. High rank is when they up the difficulty and add even more monsters in. Then after all that, if you're still hooked up on the game, they have tempered monsters which hit even harder, and at one point, you would quietly give up playing the game. Super Meat Boy is a 2010 platform game designed by Edmund Macmillan and Tommy Refens under the collective name of Team Meat. It was self-published as the successor of Meat Boy, a 2008 Flash game designed by Macmillan and Jonathan McEntee. In the game, the player controls Meat Boy, a red cube-shaped character, as he attempts to rescue his girlfriend Bandage Girl from the game's antagonists Dr. Fetus. The gameplay is characterized by fine control and split-second timing, as the player runs and jumps through over 300 hazardous levels while avoiding obstacles. Co-creator Edmund Macmillan told in a conference why the game is so hard. He said, difficulty in a platformer is usually stabilized by very simple formula. Percentage chance the player will die into penalty for dying is equal to difficulty. It's pretty basic stuff. The higher the chance the player will die and the bigger price they pay for dying, the harder the game will appear to the player. This is a formula that's been around from the start. But one thing that's changed drastically over the years is the penalty aspect. Neo is an action role-playing video game developed by Team Ninja for the PlayStation 4. It was first released worldwide in February 2017 and was published by Sony Interactive Entertainment internationally and Koei Tecmo in Japan. An edition for both PS4 and Microsoft Windows, containing all the game's downloadable content (DLC), was released on November 7, 2017 by Koei Tecmo. A remastered version is set to release for PlayStation 5 on February 5, 2021. Set during a fictionalized version of the year 1600, the plot follows the journeys of William Adams, an Irish sailor named after and inspired by the historic Englishman, who became one of the only ever Western samurai. Highly recommend if you enjoy fast-paced combat and hard difficulty. As with anything, once you get used to it, you'll be fine. Neo is really tough and there are other gamers coming out soon in the same setting style. The Witness is a 2016 puzzle video game developed and published by Thelka, including inspired by Myst. The game involves the exploration of an open-world island filled with natural and man-made structures. The player progresses by solving puzzles which are based on interaction with grids presented on panels around the island or paths hidden within the environment. The game provides no direct instructions for how these puzzles are to be solved, requiring the power to players to identify the meaning of symbols in the puzzles. A central design element to the game was how these puzzles are presented so that the players can achieve a moment of inspiration through trial and error and gain that comprehension themselves. Eric Demain, a professor in computer science at MIT, primarily focuses on research and teaching, and often combines the two by tasking students with solving open problems in groups. To do this, Demain uses a highly collaborative style of research called super collaboration. Trials Fusion is a platform racing video game developed by Red Lynx in a collaboration with Ubisoft Shanghai and Ubisoft Kyiv, a follow-up to Trials Evolution. It is the fifth game in the Trials series and is the first one to be released on PlayStation platform. Trials Fusion was generally well received upon release. The game was released on Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360 and Xbox One in April 2014. Critics praised the level design, controls, graphics, the futuristic setting, and the amount of content, but criticized the lack of tutorials for the game's create mode and its similarities to past trial games. By February 2015, the game had sold over 1.7 million copies. Set your jaws to drop as YouTube gamer Killard makes tutorial and Ninja Factory track. Somehow look as easy as world one by one in Super Mario Bros. But I guarantee you'll be pulling out your hair when attempting this track. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is an action-adventure video game developed by From Software and published by Activision. The game follows a shinobi known as Wolf as he attempts to take revenge on a samurai clan who attacked him and kidnapped his lord. It was released for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in March 2019 and for Stadia in October 2020. Gameplay is focused on stealth, exploration and combat, with a particular emphasis on boss battles. The game takes place in a fictionalized Japan set during Sengoku period. and makes strong reference to Buddhist mythology and philosophy. Dying in one of or two hits to a computer controlled enemy is frustrating enough for most players. But whenever the wolf revives at a checkpoint, Sekiro also revives every enemy the player has beaten thus far. Click on any of the videos hovering over here because this video is ending. Yeah, it is ending. And also Happy New Year. Also, it's my maternal grandmother's birthday and paternal grandfather's birthday today. So happy birthday to them. Also, I dedicate this video to them. Thank you. Bye guys.